going on? It's Goose just jumping on here for a quick halftime reaction. 21-13. West Virginia's up on Kansas right now. It should be at least 31-13 between the fumble and that missed field goal. We should have left. We've left about 10 points, at least 10 points, if not 14 points on the board. Good thing is we get the ball second half. If the offense can come down and score again, put a little bit of a gap between us and Kansas. Didn't feel like our defense came ready to play today. Didn't play their game early on, but I think they kind of that last 3 and out was big to give our offense the ball back. Offense, other than a couple of mistakes, has played pretty well. I mean, the fumble by Leddie was big. The sack by Jarrett, the sack there at the end on that one drive that we had to miss field goal, which I'm not putting that on Jarrett. I mean, he had guys coming from all angles. I think Jarrett's played a good game today. Leddie, what, 8 or 9 yards from getting 1,000. So I feel like my prediction of a 17-point victory is still doable. But I'm at the point now, man, I just want us to win the game. It's between the fumbles and the near interceptions and the missed field goals, man, I just want them to get out of there with a win. Hats off to Kansas. Kansas came to play. They're not laying down by any means. Flip it over here to the Oklahoma State-Oklahoma game. It's been a wild and crazy day in college football, man. Wild and crazy day. A crazy end to a crazy season. Hey, Tim Oliver. Hey, man, that's not nice. We can score on this first possession. I don't feel much better. Same here, Dustin. I feel like if we can get a little bit of a distance between us and Kansas, man, I feel better. I mean, it still doesn't mean it's over because Kansas's offense is not bad. They can move the football. But I feel like hopefully our defense has finally gotten into some kind of a groove. Dylan Vance, hi, Dylan. How you doing, buddy? You're from Ripley. I'm in Princeton. Yeah, I feel good about second half. Still not comfortable, but feel better. This team just makes so many big mistakes at critical times, man. That holding penalty just about hurt us. Jalen Warren, Oklahoma State, kid's a beast. Tim, what happened to your Buckeyes today, brother? They let Michigan run it down their throats. Michigan played some old-fashioned football today, running the ball the way they did. Yeah, they did. Dylan Vance, I predict Cincinnati in the national championship game. Dylan, I'm not going to go that far. I hope they do make it, man. It'd be cool to see, but I'm not quite convinced that they'll make it. I do think they'll make it in the Final Four, but I don't see them. I think they'll be number 4, and I do not see them beating the Georgia Bulldogs. Assuming Georgia's going to be number 1, obviously. Brandon says, yeah, I'd feel much better with the score right out of halftime. Yeah, same here, Brandon. I'm with you, brother. I think they will. Our offense, I mean, like I said, other than a couple of mistakes, they're moving the ball well. I mean, Leddie's got big holes to run through. I say feed him the ball second half, man, and which I do like the balance their offense is showing right now. But feed it to Leddie as much as possible. Let him eat and let him get some yards and chew up clock. I don't think Kansas can stop our running game. I really don't. What y'all think about that Alabama-Auburn game, man? That was crazy. I was on a live stream with an Alabama fan, while that was going on. And he had already basically accepted the fact that, Alabama was going to lose and was like, you know what, we don't need to make the playoffs every year. Our fan base needs to get used to losing every once in a while, and then they come back and win. Dylan Vance, I hope Nico is a starting quarterback for West Virginia next season. Dylan, I'm with you, brother, but it's extremely, extremely rare for true freshman quarterbacks to come in and start and be good. Even Pat White was not a true freshman. He had a redshirt year. Major Harris had a redshirt year. Unless they're just, the elite of the elite, like, it looks like Caleb Williams might be like that. They don't usually do well their freshman year. I think Jarrett coming back might actually be good, assuming he does, because he could be a leadership in that locker room and in that quarterback room that Nico needs to help him learn the game. But I do think Nico's the future of the quarterback position at West Virginia. Don't get me wrong. I don't trust a true freshman starting the quarterback, man. I really don't. It's hard to do at that level of football. It doesn't usually work real well. Usually, if you have to start a true freshman, it means your other quarterbacks aren't very good, which is not a good sign. Plus, it'd be good to be able to redshirt him, give him that extra year. That's just my opinion. I understand if he comes in and is an absolute stud and can beat the other guys out for the position, then by all means give it to him. I'm not against it. I just don't expect it to happen, I guess would be a better way. Dylan, I'm ready for the SEC championship game. It's going to be good, man. I don't know if I'll get to watch it. I'm going to be out of town at a family event, but in North Carolina, so I probably won't get to watch it. But man, because when I try to watch football on my phone when I'm at family events, my wife she gets a little bit upset at me. But anyway, she thinks I'm being rude. But anyway, I don't know that I'll get to watch it, but man, it's going to be a great game. Hopefully it'll be prime time, and I'll get to watch it on my phone on the way back from North Carolina. That's what I'm hoping. I imagine it will be since it's the SEC championship. The other games will probably be in the daytime. The Big Ten and ACC will probably be in the afternoon, I'm assuming. Got a couple cool guests coming on this week, guys. I'm not going to announce them yet because I don't just in case it falls through, but one of them is actually a current West Virginia player at West Virginia. I will say that. And then I've got supposed to interview a reporter, and I'll just leave it at that. Because like I said, if it falls through, I don't want to tell you guys I'm doing it and it fall through and it not happen. Appreciate you guys hopping on here. Not a whole lot really. I don't have a whole lot to say about the first half. Obviously, like I said early on, the fumble by Leddie was bad. Hurt us a little bit. Missed field goal obviously hurt us. That sack that Daggy got, or I don't want to say Daggy took because I don't think it was his fault. He had pressure coming from everywhere. We've had a couple chances to get some turnovers and we haven't been able to on defense to kind of flip the field. And I didn't think our defense came out ready to play. I thought it took them a couple drives before they kind of got their feet beneath them. And but hopefully, if the defense can come out and play solid in the second half, I feel good about it. The offense is moving the ball with ease, really. We've beaten ourselves. Oklahoma State's up 24-17 on Oklahoma right now. I picked Oklahoma State to win this game. I hope it holds true. I'd love to see them and Baylor in the Big 12 championship, man. That would be awesome. No Oklahoma in the Big 12 championship for the first time in I don't know how long. It'd be cool to see somebody besides Oklahoma win the Big 12. You guys got anything you want to? I don't really have a whole lot. I know it's probably kind of a boring live stream. Just wanted to hop on here and see what you guys think. I think we're all pretty much in consensus, though. If we can come out and score on the first possession, I feel pretty good about things. I started to live stream the game, but the service I'm using to stream the game is about a play behind normal streaming services. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that, man. But the streaming service I'm using is, Bulldog JC, you tell them, man. Hit that like button. By the way, congrats on y'all's big win today, man. Y'all made Georgia Tech look pathetic, which they are. But anyway, it's going to be the Dogs and the Tide next week. It's going to be a good one. But I was started to live stream the whole game, but the streaming service I use is about a play behind everybody else. So it didn't figure it would make a lot of sense to do that. Because I'd be reacting to stuff y'all had already seen. But anyway, it is what it is. Maybe if there's a bowl game, I can do that. We'll see. The Dogs are looking good, Bulldog, man, I tell you. And Pickens is back. Bulldog JC, what do you think about Kenny Pickens being back for the Dogs? I think it's Pickens. Ain't that his name, Pickens? George Pickens, yes. Dogs will beat Poverty, Alabama by at least 21 points. Bold prediction, Bulldog. You never know, man. If Alabama doesn't play better than they did tonight, that may come true. Dustin Sauce, George Pickens, that's correct. George, I couldn't think of his first name. Nico makes quick decisions and is very accurate. He is. But keep in mind, he's playing against high school kids. It's going to be a whole new ball game when he gets to the Power 5 level. I do think I think he'll be good, but man, hard to come in as a freshman and be good at that level. That's what I heard. He only played 2 plays, Bulldog. I guess they're trying to get him back in slowly. I don't know. Didn't make a lot of sense to me. It seems to me like you'd want to bring him in when you're playing a team that you're blowing out. You'd want to try to work him back in and get him some snaps. But what do I know? I'm just a YouTuber. Who do you guys have? Hey, who do you guys think should be the top 4 Tuesday night in the rankings? Chris Peterson just at halftime just predicted that Cincinnati ends up playing for a national championship. Man, I hope Acho thinks Notre Dame's getting in. I hope Notre Dame don't get in. I despise Notre Dame. Next weekend's going to be big, guys. It's going to be an exciting weekend, man. Michigan, Iowa, Georgia, Alabama, probably an Oklahoma State, Baylor, or Oklahoma State, Oklahoma rematch. Bulldog, my top four would be Georgia, Cincinnati, Michigan, and either Oklahoma State or Oklahoma. That's exactly what Chris Peterson said. He had them in a different order, but yeah. A lot of people don't think Cincy deserves it, Bulldog. I do now. Now, it's possible after next weekend, I might change my mind, depending on what happens. But right now, I think they do. I mean, they're undefeated. They've beaten most of their opponents by double digits. They beat Notre Dame at Notre Dame. Jesse Williamson, I despise Notre Dame also. I think most people do, unless you're Catholic or just a Notre Dame fan. Nothing against Catholics, by the way. I got some friends that are Catholic, but that's the majority of their following. Yeah, mine would be right now. Mine would be Georgia at 1, Michigan at 2, probably Cincinnati 3. And if Oklahoma State wins, I put them in at 4. I think I put them ahead of. I think I'd have them at 3 and Cincinnati at 4. I think a one-loss Big 12 team deserves to be ahead of an undefeated Cincinnati just because of their schedule. But I'd still put Cincinnati in the top 4. I think they deserve to be in there today, right now. Like I said, I reserve the right to change my mind. But I do think their body of work and the way they've beaten their opponents, they deserve it right now. Going undefeated means something to me. I didn't think Cincinnati was top 4 2 weeks ago, but now I would include them in the top. Same as me, JC. Well, actually, I take it back. I did think they deserved it 2 weeks ago. And then I started changing my mind and saying, well, maybe they don't. And then the last 2 weeks have transpired, and I'm back to believing they do. So I've kind of flip-flopped on it a few times, to be honest. But I think it just all depends on results of games, man. It can change week to week based on what happens. And they've kept winning. Some other teams have not. Ohio State getting blown out today, they're out. But I think, I think a one-loss Big 12 team should be ranked higher than an undefeated Cincinnati team. Just my opinion. Brown Bear, thanks, man. That was a huge. I'm only halfway to where I need to be to get monetized, but 500 was my goal, and I hit it, and I'm happy. But I couldn't have done it without you guys, man. Huge. I'm just an old country boy from West Virginia. Decided to start talking college football on YouTube, and people actually like listening to it. Believe it or not, so I really appreciate you guys, man. It's been very humbling to think that people actually want to hear what I have to say. Michigan and Cincy are getting in. Probably so, Austin. Probably so, man. I'm kind of glad. I'm not a Michigan fan per se, but I'm glad to see them. And I know Tim Oliver's not going to want to hear me say this. He's still on, but I'm glad to see him win. I like Jim Harbaugh, man. He's a good football coach, and I think he's gotten a little bit of a bum rap because he hadn't been able to beat one team, basically. And I'm glad to see him win it again. I think it's good for the game. That rivalry needs to be more competitive for the sport, and it's just good to have. It's good to have new teams in the playoff, man. I was tired of seeing the same 4 teams every year, or the same, 3 of the same 4 every year at least. Bulldogs. This is the first time Georgia went 12-0. I saw that today, man. That's pretty neat. Hopefully, one of these days, WVU can be in that boat. We were undefeated twice. We were undefeated in '88 and again in '93 or '92, '93, somewhere in there. But then ended up losing in our bowl games. But going undefeated is hard to do, and in Georgia, you guys have done it. They've blown everybody out, man. Y'all haven't even. I mean, other than Clemson, haven't even had a close game. It's nuts, man. Nuts how dominant Georgia's been this year. Normally a team has at least one game where they let up, and they haven't, man. Well, listen, I'm going to jump off, guys. The second half starting. Appreciate everybody hopping on here. Catch you next time.